Welcome to Curious Kids Every Day. I'm Josh. How are you doing today? It's so good to hear from you. Okay, today I want to do something a little strange. I want to learn all about burping, but I want to learn about burping without using the sound of a burp anywhere in the episode. Do you think we can do that? I mean, you know what a burp sounds like already, right? Of course. Everyone has burped before. You can do it loudly or quietly. There are long burps and there are short ones. But burping is usually seen as pretty rude, especially if it's loud. Have you ever wondered why? And what is a burp in the first place? Have you ever noticed that it feels good when you burp? Why is that? I was thinking about this question because I got an email from a curious kid named Mauricio. He wondered, why do we burp? Burping might be considered rude, but it's actually something your body has to do. A burp is just a way for your body to let out extra air or gas that's stuck in your stomach. Imagine blowing up a balloon. What happens if you keep blowing and blowing without letting out any air? The balloon gets bigger and bigger until it feels super tight. Well, your stomach can be a little bit like that balloon. If it gets too much air trapped inside, it feels uncomfortable. That's when your body says, okay, time to let it all out. And you burp. Hey, letting the air out of a balloon kind of sounds like a burp, doesn't it? But how does that air even get inside your stomach in the first place? Well, a lot of times, it's from swallowing air while eating or drinking. When you take a big gulp of a drink, or you slurp soup, or chew gum, or even talk while eating, you swallow little pockets of air without realizing it. Carbonated drinks, like soda or sparkling water, make burping even more likely because they're full of tiny bubbles of carbon dioxide gas. These bubbles want to escape, and burping is the fastest way out. Now, do you know that tube that connects your mouth to your stomach? The one that goes down your neck? That's called your esophagus. And your esophagus has a muscle at the bottom called the lower esophageal sphincter. Can you say lower esophageal sphincter? Normally, it stays closed, so food and drink don't come back up. But when pressure builds in your stomach from too much air, this muscle relaxes just enough to let the gas escape. It travels back up the esophagus, through your throat, and out your mouth as a burp. Burping can actually feel kind of good because it relieves that pressure in your belly. Without burping, you might feel bloated, tight, or even a little achy in your stomach. But why do people think burping is rude? Well, that mostly depends on the culture you're in. In many places, like the United States, people believe burping is impolite because it's considered noisy and interrupts conversation. Plus, I mean, you've heard a burp before. Just sounds kind of gross. That's why you often hear your parents say excuse me, after a burp. But in some countries, burping isn't as rude. In fact, in a few places, a burp after a meal might even be taken as a compliment to the chef. It's like saying, hey, that meal was so good, I'm full, and I have a little bit of air or gas in my stomach that needs to be let out. Most of the time, burping is totally normal and harmless, but if someone is burping all the time, it could mean their stomach is upset or they're swallowing too much air. Doctors sometimes look into it if it happens a lot. For the rest of us, though, it's just part of being human. So, the next time you burp, Now you know that your body is just doing its job, keeping you comfortable and balanced. Just make sure you say, "Excuse me." Did you know that babies are actually some of the best burpers out there? That's why parents always burp babies after feeding them. Babies swallow lots of air while drinking milk, so patting them gently on the back helps the air escape. If they didn't burp, their tiny bellies would get way too uncomfortable. Okay, let's have a quick quiz. What kind of gas makes soda fizzy and can cause burps? That would be carbon dioxide. What is the tube called that connects your mouth to your stomach? That is the esophagus. And what do people often say after burping to be polite? They say, "Excuse me." Let's play true or false. True or false? Burps happen because food bounces back up from your stomach. False. They happen because air escapes. True or false? Drinking soda can make you burp more. Yep, that is true. True or false? Babies need to burp after meals because they swallow lots of air. That is true too. Would you rather have a burp that sounds like a trumpet or one that sounds like a squeaky balloon? I'll go with trumpet. You know, maybe it could be like a finely tuned trumpet. You could actually play specific notes and you could actually sing a song. Okay, let's play What Am I? What am I? I'm bubbly. I contain carbon dioxide. I can make you burp. What am I? That is soda. All right, here's another one. I'm a body part. I connect your mouth to your stomach. And burps travel through me. What am I? It's the esophagus. Okay, one more. I'm polite. People often do this after a burp. I'm two words, and the first one starts with the letter E. What am I? I am the phrase, "Excuse me." Hey, did we do it? Did we make a whole episode about burping without using a burping sound effect? I am really, really proud of us. I think maybe this is the first time in the history of explanations about what burping is that a burping sound effect was not used. We should celebrate. Let's blow up some balloons and have a party. Oh, but don't blow them up too much. Oh, but don't let all the air out of them either. Oh. What kind of question do you think we'll ask tomorrow on Curious Kids Every Day? I can't wait to find out. So until then, keep asking questions and stay curious, kids. And for all the grown-ups listening, please visit CuriousKidsEveryday.com to get a free printable with activity ideas that don't involve screens. Those are the best kinds of adventures to have. Oh, and don't forget that the Curious Kids Club is starting soon. Go to supportcuriouskids.com for more information. That's supportcuriouskids.com. See you tomorrow.